Wayne here with Tri County Locksmith Service, and today we have the Kaba push button lock, the Simplex 1000 series right here. These are great locks because they don't require any batteries or any electronics to operate them. So they work really, really well on places that don't see much attention, utility buildings, remote locations, stuff like that is where these are really going to shine and show you how durable they are, because they can take, the weather and the beating and the pounding and still work out pretty good. This is the version that has the a bypass feature. That would be this switch here. You can either use the thumb turn or you can use the keyed bypass right here. I choose to use the thumb turn because usually people want less keys this day and age rather than more keys. That's just what I've seemed to find. So here's the lock. It's already programmed. I already programmed this one. It's fairly easy to program. You just follow the instructions. On locks 2010 and newer, we have this orange piece of paper, and this is a these are the directions to find a lock combination the new way. You don't have to take the chamber apart anymore. You can actually do it by lining up the notches from the side. They created windows so you can actually see what you're doing, so you don't have to take that whole thing apart anymore, which is a really nice feature. First thing you're going to need to do is grab your book, and in your book you will get this cutout sheet. Okay, so you're going to need, you can rip this right out. That's going to be where the main part of the lock goes through, and then these are going to be the two holes for the bypass and the locking mechanism and the change key. And then you're going to have, these are going to be 1-inch holes here. Then you're going to have 1/4-inch holes here and 1/4-inch holes there, and then down here you're going to have your 2 1/8. So any commercial door should be ready to accept this lock. Basically what you're going to do is figure out the handing. If this was going to be the outside of it, then this lock would be incorrect, and you would have to take it apart and turn this over. And I can go over that because that's one of the more difficult things if you have to do this. At least with the knob versions, you can rehand them in the field. An extremely important point to remember about these locks is that if you order the handled version, the version with the handle that sticks out, you have to order them handing specific, because you cannot do this out in the field. You can't change the direction of the lever, and the lever will be into your it'll be going the wrong way into the door jamb if you don't order the right one. I really stress that because I've done it before. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to take the back 6 screws out right here. Then you're going to have these 4 screws here. What we're going to want to do is pull these out, these 4 screws. You only have to do this if you're changing the handing. You do not have to do this on every installation. Sometimes you get lucky and they are handed correctly from the factory. Remove that. And this one here too. Okay, so that one was like that. So what you're going to want to do is, this latch is all that you're really concerned about. You're going to want to rotate that 180 degrees to the other side. Okay, just like that. Now it's going to be on this side. Now your lock is handed the opposite of whatever it was before. Put your 4 screws back in. I just want to go over this because it's a very important part of your installation, and eventually you will have to do this, and this is going to be the one that takes a little bit of extra time to do this. It doesn't take a whole lot of time, but I sure do appreciate it when I come to the door and it's already handed properly. So this goes back on here. This shaft, the pin, needs to be vertical up and down to accept into here. So we just slide that right back on. Just like so. Make sure that our other stuff is lined up properly here. Let's see. So you need to make sure that's lined up. Then you're going to need to make sure that your bypass switch is lined up here. That's that there. And then you're going to need to make sure that your changing key is lined up too. And we're going to put these screws back in. Just like so. Alright. So you can see how this adds some extra time to your job. If you're going to be bidding a job, bid it to where you're going to plan on having to do this for each one of them. At least that way you've created some cushion for yourself. These locks are extremely durable, extremely reliable. They're more than adequate for any government application. You know, they're all grade 1 hardware. They're designed to have over 100,000 cycles. When you do these, don't forget about the screw right here. When you're going to try and pull this off, there's always a screw underneath the label right there. So just in case, you're going to want to know that. So we're going to put the latch in. It's going to be handed the opposite of what it was from the factory, and we're just going to slide that right in there, making sure all of our other holes line up as well. It's going to look something like that. Once you get it on there like that, you're going to pull this backing plate here and the 2 largest screws in the set. And we're going to put that on. We're going to put these screws right in here. Pretty long screws, so always do this by hand. That way you'll make sure that nothing cross threads. And you want to test and see that it's working. Okay, so it's working, and apparently that's how it should not be retracting the latch when you set this up. It should turn and not retract the latch. It was set on passage mode when we pulled that apart. It was set on passage mode. You want to make sure that this lock is always locked and not on passage mode right now during the installation. We can set it on the other way later and test that later, but for right now, then you'll have your piece here. The bypass thumb turn just clips in with this metal clip. Just slides right in, you pop that clip on, and then you can adjust the tailpiece to your desired length, or you can use the key. Both of these are pretty much the same thing. You can see how long that one was. Like I said, I just like to have the thumb turn because most people want less keys, not more nowadays. So we're going to turn that to line up in there so it lines up correctly. And then you'll need your threaded cap to go here. That is going to be what holds this plate on from the outside. That's just going to thread right on there by hand as much as you can. And then when we need to, the tool will be available to us. And we can thread, this is the keyed lock. This is the changing cylinder up here. So first of all, you're just going to thread that in there, get it started until the lock starts to set down into the notches. Once it starts to set down into the notches there, you just wind it right up and you're good to go. Just thread it right on there, just like so. Okay, and pick a nice stopping point, pull the key out, and it's still not working, which it did. And then this is what this is designed to do. It's designed to fit in one of these holes and then grab and pull as you need it to. So if you come up to one, it's always good to save these little tools. They always come in handy at some point in time. And then we're going to put the knob on right here. Find which side clips. So we've got a little teeny tiny hole right here in this side of the lock. When we're trying to put this knob on, you want to reach in there with this little tiny tip right here. Just depress that in. Once you get it depressed all the way, it'll clip on like that, yeah, and it should stay on. And the inside should always let you out. The inside should always retract the knob like this, and the outside should be locked unless you put it on passage mode. Now when I put the code in, then it should retract the code. Or it should retract the latch, just like that. One time. Like that. And it should only do it once. And then if you okay, so on the inside, it'll always let you out, and then from the outside, I will only let you in with the code, and you can test it, and you get one entry, and then it's locked again, and the handle just spins. So, you know, I don't really like the passage mode feature on these because sometimes it could get left open. I mean, it could even get bumped or hang up on some clothing or something, and then it could get left open, and you don't even know it. So if you're going to be putting this on a higher security application, I would use the keyed feature, or you know, just disable it and just clip that off to where they can't put it into passage mode at all. And then that way the lock is always locked. It just depends on the application and the amount of security that you need. But that is some of the things that you got to keep in mind with this lock. When you add comfort features, sometimes that takes away the security of the lock. But these are great. That's how to do the install. They hold up to the weather good. They hold up to the elements, cold, snow. You get tons of snow in Colorado, and they hold up time after time. These are great for outside, like metal fence gates too. You have security areas to where you have like a chain link fence type thing, but it's set up as a gate. You can install one of these locks if it's built to the proper thickness, and it creates a really nice feature for that too. You get away from the keys. You're able to get some maintenance people to be able to change the combination if you want, and it's just a really easy, simple way to go. And they work out well. So that's how to install them. For more questions or comments, go to www.tricountylocksmithservice.com. This is Wayne here with Tri County Locksmith Service. We're going to go over on how to do a combination change on Kaba 1000 series simplex. You're going to need the key, the change key, the DF59 change key to be specific. And we're going to start pulling this out. If you had to try and, if you don't have the keys and you had to try and pick this lock, you'd have to pick it each time you turn it. So that would be a pretty miserable process. So it's definitely worth it to always have an extra set of keys, or make sure that the owner or whoever owns the lock has the keys. Otherwise, this is not going to be a very fun lock change for you. This just threads right out. Like so. And that's what happens, is this just rolls around in there and sucks this thing in, or spools it out, depending on what you need to do. This is going to be your change tool. You don't need to have this specific piece. A screwdriver, a large flathead screwdriver, will go in there as well. To do the combination by the book, the way the book says it to do, we'll go in to the changing section. Changing of the combination. Okay. Pull the key out. Say turn the knob clockwise. Once, the latch should not retract. It did not. Enter the existing combination. Okay. Insert the spanner wrench. You feel that click. You can hear it. You can feel it. Remove that. Turn knob once clockwise. The latch should not retract, and you can hear it. Brrr. I know that sound because I've worked with them now. I can hear that it reset in there, so now it's cleared. Now I choose a new combination. We'll do 5, 4, 3, 2, and go to the next page here. Just trying to read it exactly as it says. Turn the outside knob clockwise once all the way. Till it stops, hold position, make sure that the latch is retracted. So the, let's see here. Okay, so you will turn the knob clockwise once, enter your code. Oops. Make sure your code works. Enter your code. You will stick the changing tool in. You will turn it. You will hear it click. You will change the code. And your code has been reset. Once you put the code in, you need to turn the latch back. So I'll move that one more time. Enter your code. And it's working. You will insert the wrench. You will turn down and you will hear it click. Then you will put in your new code. Then you will turn the wrench back, turn the knob, enter your new code, and it has been reset. And you simply take this, pop it right back in there, and you are now reset and done. Just hold it until it sucks it down into the chamber here. And then you are set to go. That is how you change the combination on the Kaba Simplex 1000 series. Really good idea to make sure you have these keys. Otherwise, it would sure not be very fun to do this. Then you just need to bring this in till it's snug. You don't need to make sure it's over tightened by any means. Just snug will do just fine. Locked is locked. Combination put in, and you're good to go. For more information, go to www.tricountylocksmithservice.com.